What's going on, guys? We are here with Jack Della Maddalena. All thanks to Kayo and Main Event. November 16th, the super fight. The fight of the year is happening. It's the big fella versus Islam Makhachev. Mate, first of all, how you feeling?
I'm really excited. Heading out next week.
Yeah.
Excited to touch down in New York.
Oh, mate, the Big Apple, eh?
Yeah.
Look, as an Aussie bloke, I've got to ask you, if you get past, obviously, not if, when you get past Islam, have you had a little think about, where you might be headed on the beers?
No, I have no idea. I'm just looking forward to that moment, and then what happens.
Yeah.
But it's a big moment. I'm excited just get down into New York, get into a good schedule and routine, and just get into the New York lifestyle for a week or two.
Yeah, mate, and I was speaking before the camera started rolling, and look, it hurts me so. I'm not going to do anything about it, obviously, but New South Wales supporter. I know he's a Perth boy, but New South Wales supporter. So all you New South Welshmen out there, he liked you because you're the underdog.
Yeah.
But mate, have you ever gotten to an Origin to watch it?
Yeah, I have. They've had, I believe they've had a couple of games in
Yep.
Perth, and I have gone over to one in New South Wales. But I got into it because I was pretty young. I always liked watching rugby union, but obviously they had the state of origin every year, and there would be fights. So I liked it because of the biffs.
Yep.
And then sort of haven't watched it as much as the biffs have slowed down, but that was sort of got me hooked.
Do you hear that, Landies? Bring back the biff. We're losing fans. We're losing fans. Mate, have you been to Suncorp before in a sold-out stadium?
Never been to Suncorp.
Oh, bro. Got to get you to Queensland, Suncorp Stadium, an Origin game, because a couple of years ago I went on a honeymoon with the missus. Went over to watch Barcelona versus Real Madrid, the El Clasico, so the biggest rivalry in the world. Honestly, Origin rivals it in regards to atmosphere. That's how good it is.
Yeah, right.
So growing up, mate, big Danny Green fan.
Yeah.
Walk us through, how that came about, and also, I guess, do you speak to him now, and has he spoken to you since you won the World Championship?
Yeah, Dad had a mutual friend, a physio, who was also Danny Green's physio. So Dad always snagged tickets to his fights when he was in Perth.
Yeah.
And I started going to his fights in Perth from a young age, and I just loved the atmosphere. And he was obviously on the world stage doing great stuff. I have spoken to him recently. He took me through a training session.
No way.
Probably 2 years ago, and then...
What's that vibe like?
Yeah, incredible.
You're sitting there going, that's Danny Green.
Yeah, for sure. Because I was he was the guy that got me hooked into sort of the fight game and just the atmosphere of a fight night. So surreal,
Far out.
Just to hear. And he's obviously a legendary boxer as well, so you can learn so much from him.
Absolutely. Did you get a chance to see Choc versus Mundine going up?
I did. I watched. I watched I think it was the big one, the 2006. That was sort of one of the first sort of matches I'd watched on TV live.
That's so nostalgic those days back with Danny Green, Choc. In regards to, I read somewhere that you went and saw him and he beat Jones Jr.
Yep.
And that was really the moment where you were like, wow, that kind of connected you. Is that true? Walk us through that.
Yeah, I can't remember what year that was, but went over. Pretty much me, Dad, and my brother went over the weekend. Roy Jones Jr., Danny Green, and he got it. Obviously, Roy Jones is one of the best boxers ever, and then Danny Green took him out in one round, and it was just incredible. But that sort of atmosphere when he came out to land down under is nothing like it. It was pretty much hooked. I want to do something like that one day.
Yeah, wow, okay. And so you grew up playing rugby. Were you in Melbourne at all for a period?
Yeah, 2 years. I lived in Melbourne for 2 years. Dad's work sort of took us there for 2 years, but I just played rugby pretty much my whole young life.
Scrum half as well?
Scrum. I played centre, and then sort of as I got older, a bit more scrum half.
Be honest with me, when the rucks and mauls were going, was there any just some cheeky
there? I loved it. That's why I like scrum half, because you could sort of get in and out, be like the cheeky player.
Yeah.
But I love rugby. Definitely got built my competitiveness and physicality for sure.
Do you follow the Wallabies at all now that they're looking a bit better?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I try and tune into all the Wallaby matches.
Yeah, mate, because before we were rolling, we saw you throw a pass, and look, it's not a high bar. I was a winger when I played rugby league, so it's really not a high bar at all, but mate, he was pinging them from, 20, you reckon? 20 metres out straight through the middle.
Yeah, we still sort of throw the rugby ball pretty regularly.
There's two there. There's three there.
Yeah, we play pretty much every morning. We have pass the rugby ball around, so I still got it.
Ever get the itch?
I'd love to. If I wasn't doing competitive fighting, I'd probably be out there.
That's mad.
Running around.
That's so good.
Fellas.
And so, getting into fighting, you came into a gym for fitness for union. Is that how it all started? You want to get fitter for rugby, but then you just fell in love with MMA when you come in here, or boxing?
Yeah, well, I think my dad had sort of a connection with one of Danny Green's fitness coaches, and he sort of took us just doing boxing just for fitness. And, but me and Joshua loved watching boxing, came into a boxing gym, and we just loved the feel of it, the competitiveness of it, and then, but we was just doing it more for rugby, but then sort of the love switch more to competitive sort of like boxing, one-on-one.
And so what made you go, because you're known for your striking, what made you go from boxing to MMA? What was the kind of catalyst that put you down the MMA route?
Just watching it a little bit, watching it sort of, I just liked the look of it. I really liked watching it. And then we found this gym, Scrappy MMA, when I was about 15, I think.
Wow.
We came in 15 or 16.
So what's that? That's like 13, 14 years now.
Yeah. So we pretty much came into this gym, and then when we came here, we were pretty much just doing jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing every single night.
Yeah, wow. Fire. And so your brother and you are obviously really close.
Yeah.
First of all, is there a record of who's won the most fights? Is there you've obviously had about 1,000 fights with each other. Who's up?
I mean, I feel like, he definitely, outside the gym, he competitive, older brother, he could always beat me up. Probably give him the edge.
Does he ever say, mate, you owe me that champ you got around you, you owe me that for bashing when you were younger?
100% all the trauma.
Now, mate, I didn't want to embarrass you, but you're as Aussie as they come. But I've heard whispers that you used to have a silver Commodore and you might have upgraded after the World Championship. Is that true, mate?
I know, I did have a Commodore, but I should have kept it, really, looking back on it. It's a pretty cool car.
Oh, mate, I'm still driving a Mazda 3. I haven't really gotten that high. Mate, your last fight, going into it, $2.85 underdog, And matter of fact, your last 3 fights, I think you've been an underdog. I know a lot of fighters wouldn't look at the odds and go, oh, look what I'm at. But the feeling of an underdog, even this gym, it feels like when you're in here, there is a sense of like us against the world to a degree. Is that the feeling that you get going to these big fights?
Yeah, pretty much. Even I'm normally the underdog, and I always like that. I feel like I've always got something to prove. Yeah. So it doesn't really bother me. I probably, even if I was the favourite, I'd still go in there thinking I've got everything to prove, and I'd still go in there with the underdog mindset.
Yeah. Because I think it's an interesting mindset, Dab, that a lot of Aussies has as well. Like, even just for me growing up, like, if I ever had issues with other kids or whatever, I'd always just say, well, I can earn their respect by being good at sport or whatever. That's the stereotypical story for athletes to a degree, of whether it's bullying or not getting along with people, and you either go to an MMA gym, you join a league team or whatever. Was that the stereotypical story for you, or not really?
I mean, I just like competitive nature, of the sport. I love the feel, like the training, also the people you meet in the gym, normal people just trying to get better, and it's I just fell in love with getting better at something, really put my mind to it. Yeah, and then obviously also the physicality, competitiveness of the sport is something
I mean, MMA, you're really never going to stop learning MMA. That's a really interesting thing about it, because there's so many different, parts of it.
Yeah, it's always evolving. Like, different techniques come out and then they become more prominent. So it's always evolving. You've got to stay ahead of the curve, otherwise you could fall behind. Yeah.
Now, going into the fight against Bilal, was there, there was all the banter about, who's this guy? Because his personality, that's the meme of it, even though he's an incredible fighter and he's a star. Was there any chat in the ring, in the octagon from you, or you're not a...
No, not really. I didn't really, honestly, with Bilal, I didn't really even say much to him, I haven't said much to him ever, even though we spent that much time in the octagon. Yeah. Wow. He sort of, even after the fight, he didn't really, sort of gave me the cold shoulder, and then we just went our separate ways.
Yeah, okay.
But no, there was no banter in there. I was just trying to ping him. Yeah.
Trying to ping him. Thank you said that, because, so I was watching the fight, and when I saw your cornerman and your coach just keep pinging the and obviously we'll bleep that out for the children that are watching, I just thought that's beautiful stuff. That's poetry to an Australian. When in the moment, did you realise that he had said something that Aussies were just going to go, that's mad? Or were you just so locked in?
I was so locked in, but that's just something I feel like Aussies respect it, but that's a pretty Aussie thing to say. It's not 100%. Out of the blue to hear Ben say. It's normal, It wasn't out of the blue for Ben to say it. I knew exactly what he meant from it. He wasn't saying, try and finish him. He was just trying to say, basically, stay on the outside and just ping him. So it made perfect sense to me. It was good advice. And it's lived on to be such a great moment in my career. So,
mate, I posted on my my Instagram, the socials, bro.
Yeah.
So it's one of my most liked posts of the whole year. And we're like more of a league page, but people loved it.
I think it's just a cool,
Yeah.
final round championship fight to hear, cool motivational words. It's always going to be a
If you're
good
Australian
clip.
and you hear that, you've got to ping someone. Just ping someone. Now, surely there's some merch that's hanging around here somewhere. Did you get any merch with it?
There was a street action pinging shirt going around.
How good. That's sick.
Get
That's sick.
onto it.
Now, in the octagon with Bilal, the whole yarn was, his stand-up's incredible, blah, blah, blah. But nah, wrestling, he's not going to be able to handle Bilal's wrestling. He's also not going to be able to handle his gas tank or whatever. In that first round, did it give you more confidence when you actually felt his strengths? Or, how did you feel in that first round with him?
I felt good I felt in control of that whole fight. I felt like I was sort of leading the dance. I was making him chase me around the octagon. I think I was landing the better shot. So I pretty much, as the rounds went on, personally, I thought I was in control. He obviously had his moments, but we were expecting those sorts of positions. He's a strong grappler. He's pretty determined as well. He never slowed down. He was just a zombie coming forward. So
it was an incredible performance. Would you say that's your best performance you've ever had in the octagon?
I think so. Championship fight, 5 rounds. I think it was definitely.
Did you? Not we all, but athletes, I guess, envision that moment. Would you crumble or would you not crumble? Were you proud of yourself when you walked out? That was the biggest moment of my career and I delivered? Because, it's a rare thing to have the biggest moment of your life, but also have the best performance of your life. That's even rare for athletes,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was happy, because it's sort of end of the day, you can just go there, you can just perform at your best and give it your all. I felt like I went out there, I did what I had to do to win, stuck to the game plan, and sort of just dug deep at times. But obviously, I look back on it, I think there are things I could have done better, but all in all, I was happy with the performance. Come ways, the winner was the goal.
Mate, look, I'm a nuffy nobody, but I reckon your biggest weapon is your calmness in the pocket. I just think when I watch you fight, and I watch other UFC fighters, when they're in kind of an exchange, there's a tendency to tense up and go for that big, whatever it is. I think your ability just to flow in the pocket is just one of your biggest strengths. Is that something you're aware of, first of all? And second of all, how do you stay so calm in such a, it doesn't get much crazier than in the pocket of a combat fight.
Yeah, I think that definitely, I think that's one of my strong attributes, staying calm. I put a lot of emphasis and effort into that.
Yeah.
And I think so. I think, that staying calm in the pocket is something that, I think it comes from just trusting, I trust that I can see stuff with the more calm I am, see it come in. And I trust that my ability, if I just I don't have to move so much, I can just, smaller movements are probably going to be the better option. But just staying calm is key.
As I said, I've only done a little bit of boxing or whatever in sparring, and the panic that rises in you when you're in it, you don't actually realise that's what actually gasses you out in a fight, is the panic.
That's the panic. A lot of people come, first time come into the gym, they think they're so unfit, but it's more just the panic.
You're scared of getting hit, knocked out, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Mate, speaking of panic, I was panicking watching you do that fitness before. What's it like training with a guy like Craig Jones?
Yeah, it's awesome. He's obviously expert grappler and a really good coach. So it's hard work. He's putting on hard work, but I definitely feel iron sharpens iron. So, training with someone like him, definitely, I feel like I've been getting better every day. Every session I do with him, I feel like I improve.
Now, he's in league, I think it's called the Shark Tank or whatever, where basically you're in the middle and blokes coming in wrestling heaps. Surely there's I've got to pay you back and you can get in the ring and you can box him standing up just to pay him back a little bit for those.
I've been asking him, he never wants to, so it's hard. But no, it's, the Shark Tank, that's what we call it, so it's hard work.
Honestly, I reckon 30 seconds. I got maybe not even that, 20 seconds, seriously, bro. I got 20 seconds in me. Yeah. Mate, another thing, I think your footwork is clearly top tier. If there's a kid watching that, just an advice you'd give him about A, staying calm in the pocket, but also B, working on their footwork, because just watching a lot of your highlights and stuff like that, I just think your ability to keep obviously good spacing between your feet, but also being able to throw at all times. Yeah. What advice would you give to a young fella trying to learn his trade?
I think the key sort of to footwork, footwork and balance. If you're always in balance, you can always land a good shot. I just spent a lot of time shadow boxing, really spending time on the footwork, staying balanced, put the effort in. But I think if you're balanced, you can land a shot, and you can defend a shot. But if you're off balance, you can't really throw anything, get hit. So I think balance and footwork is key.
It's Yeah, it's just so good to watch you strike, mate. And you're probably getting embarrassed giving all these compliments, so I'll start ripping you soon, don't worry. Mate, Islam Makhachev, you know, pound for pound, I think 1 or 2 now. I think Tapore might be number 1, I think. Anyway, he's in the top 2 pound for pound at the moment. So it's not like, you know, it's one thing to fight the second best in the division, but he's a super fight. He's a big touch. But you are the best in the division. What's your mindset heading into a fight like this?
Yeah, just going in. Obviously, I think he's one of the best fighters in the world. I don't look at it as like he's a different weight class. I just look at it as he's coming up to fight me in my weight class. I think it's a tough fight. I definitely think he's one of the best champions at the moment. Obviously, he's vacated the belt, but he's like one of the long reigning champions. So I'm excited. Toughest fight of my career. Feel good. Feel like I got the right game plan. Now it's just a matter of putting it together on the night.
Yeah. When you're about to lead into a fight, do you see the quotes from other fighters and all that, or you just try to block it out?
I try and block it out. Sometimes, obviously, it's hard not to see it. I just try and block it out. Everyone has to have an opinion. So yeah, I try not to take too much of it on board.
What's the fighter that you've hated the most going into a fight with?
Honestly, I don't reckon I've really ever hated an opponent.
Yeah.
Especially not in the UFC. I've never hated someone. Never. I mean, there was a guy, Alden Bates. It was my first loss, and that I didn't hate him, but that was that was probably the most anticipated I wanted to get a fight back.
Wow.
But that was because I had lost to him, then got him back.
Because for people watching...
Respect to Alden. Alden's out there doing his thing.
Well, for people watching, so you came into... And this is just such an incredible story about overcoming adversity. You come into MMA and you lose your first 2 fights.
Yeah.
When I found that out, it blew my mind. Because a guy as talented as yourself, it's like, how does that happen? But it just shows you that everyone's journey is different.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not just like this the whole time. It can be down, it can be up.
Yeah.
When you lose your first fight, what are you thinking?
I mean, it was hard, because it was such a rough sport. You get beat up, going home, and my parents are sort of still just learning the sport, and then they sort of see you just come home and get beat up. It's rough, but I still love competing, still love the sport, so just got better from that, but then obviously had another fight.
So the second loss, what do you think of that?
Same sort of thing. It's like, oh, why am I doing this? But still love the sport, love training, and then my coaches also wanted me to give more, so he kept pushing me, but then just got a win, and then just kept training, kept getting wins together.
Do you think it's just a matter of just keep turning up, just keep turning up to training and progressing, or was there a specific chat you had with the coach? Because I'm sure if you did some kind of research on the amount of fighters that step away if they lose their first 2 fights or 3 fights or whatever, I'm sure it's a pretty high percentage. You go, you know what, this is not for me, kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Coming back from a third, if I'd have lost the third, how could you come back from that?
Yeah.
But it was, we sort of, after I lost the second fight, me and my coach said, get to 10 wins, which was a pretty big goal. But from there, it was just a matter of turning up every day, just day in, day out, and just still trusting the process and just turning up every day.
Is that something you kind of tell to a young girl or guy that's trying to get into any sport, is just trust the process?
Yeah, 100%. I think the process is everything. Turning up every day. You're going to have good days, bad days, but I think the person that just keeps showing up, keeps staying focused on the goal and keeps turning up will always be better than the person that shows up less consistently.
Now, you've had a bit to do with Alex Volkanovski and Robert Whittaker as well, but I guess, do you remember the first time you met Volk?
Yeah, it must have been around when he fought Islam the first time, I'm sure, in Perth. Actually, no, he commentated a fight. I fought a guy named Kevin Jousset on the local scene in Melbourne, and he commentated a fight of mine. And that was the first time I'd met him.
Yeah.
And that was surreal. I think that was just before he won the world title.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, that was the first time I met him, and he was obviously an idol of mine then, and then he went on to do what he did.
What's it like seeing everything that he's achieved? Does it really give you motivation to go, obviously, Volk is Volk, but, another Aussie is doing something great, maybe I can have my version of it, Yeah,
100%. Seeing him win the world title and then go on to reign as a defending one of the great champions ever, definitely inspiring. It definitely made me believe that I could do it way more. Yeah. Just seeing another Aussie clear the path. Yeah. Obviously, Rob did it, and then Volk even cleared an even bigger path. So, I'm just following their footsteps.
And what's something you're about to fight Islam for a massive, massive fight, November 16th? What's something that you think he's probably not going to be prepared for in you, where he's kind of underestimating you?
I think maybe the grapple. Maybe I think he probably in his best mind would be thinking, take me down, hold me down, submit me. So I think the grappling I'll be able to surprise him.
Yep. Just a strength in the grappling as well.
Yeah, I believe so. The right techniques for his sort of A game, I think will throw him off a bit.
Yeah. And do you find when you go into fights, people are surprised about, because like sometimes when Islam might go in a fight, they'll be surprised at, how good he is at wrestling or whatever. Do you find how when you go into fights, people are surprised how good your striking is sometimes? Like they think that they can stand with you, and then all of a sudden they're on the back.
Yeah, I think so. I think, just staying calm in there, they sort of underestimate how much that can confuse you when someone's so calm. And then, I think I'll be on the feet. I believe we'll spend a lot of this fight on the feet, and I'll be able to surprise him.
Yep. And outside of Volk, non-Aussie, who was the MMA fighter or UFC fighter that you looked up to, or at least was a fan of growing up?
I liked someone like Anderson Silva was good. The Spider. He was I thought he was incredible. But been some great ones. Even like Carlos Condit, he was a good fighter.
He was so good.
Yeah, he was cool to watch.
Yep. Rory, he used to have crazy fights. Is Rory...
McDonald?
Yeah, I think it's Rory McDonald.
Yep. He was great.
Robbie Lawler?
Yeah, that was a great fight. That was
holy,
yeah, for sure.
So good.
Robbie Lawler was awesome.
Mate, you find at MSG in New York, in combat sports, in sports in general, this is a famous arena. In my opinion, the fight of the year. Like, you have to, if you're not watching this fight, you don't like combat sports. It's one thing, because I'm sure you would have watched these things, but you are now in it. What's it like?
Yeah, it's a dream, for sure. I'm excited. New York, what a city, and then MSG, so iconic, big venue. Couldn't be prouder, bringing my team with me, the people I've been with since day one, and I think it's at the end of the day, that octagon it's the same wherever it is. I think when I get in there, it'll be just business as usual. Do
you find heading into this fight, because it's so big, like it's on a whole nother level to your last fight in regards to your name now as well, but Islam as well, is the mentality a little bit different at all? Like you can kind of feel it to a degree, or no, it's the same as, the last 10 fights?
It's obviously, it's different, but it's also my mindset's the same. I feel like I'm the underdog. I feel like I've got everything to prove. So the mindset's much the same. Yeah, I feel like he's the pound for pound number one, and I'm trying to sort of chase that. So I feel like I'm just on the chase as per usual.
Is there any part of you that's like the whole Volk Islam thing, like he's an idol of yours and you love watching him? It's like, geez, I'd just love to get that back for Australia and Volk.
Yeah, for sure. Just watching what Volk did to him, that first fight definitely gives me confidence. I aspire to be someone like a champion like Volk, and I definitely want to get it back for him. Mate, for Aussies.
Absolutely. You're in the whirlwind of it, and so you're probably not thinking like this, but like just a young Aussie lad, going all the way over there to New York to the fight of the year, do you ever just sit back and go, is this even happening right now? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, a little bit, but also like stay on task. The team's going to be with me, the same people I've been with since day one. So we just take the challenge head on and get the victory.
Speaking of team, so you've been the same team day one?
Yeah.
So I can ask you some honest questions then. Who's the biggest pest?
Ben, for sure.
Ben, massive pest?
Ben, yeah, for sure.
Who's the biggest joker?
Probably Ben as well.
Who needs to have more showers?
Ooh. Ryan. Go Ryan.
Ryan? Mate, because whether it's an NRL pre-season or a fighting team, there's a lot of boils getting around. Blokes need to have more showers.
Or Lawrence, maybe. Lawrence. He's the head chef as well.
Is there any young fella here that you're like, or young girl here coming through that you're like, they've got something about him?
Lawrence, he's been at the gyms. I think I've known him since he was really, he was doing the kids class. He was probably 12.
Wow.
And now he's 21-year-old
no
beast.
Way.
He's been killing in the amateur scene. He's one of my toughest training partners.
Yep.
So I think he's got a big future.
Wow. It's interesting. Do you enjoy the fact that, because you would have been that to someone, when you come into a gym or training and you're younger, you look up to the older guys and you're like, they've got it all figured out and they know exactly what to say, and then now you're that to someone else. Does that feel weird sometimes?
Yeah, it is weird, It definitely is weird because I still feel so young and young in the sport, and I still look up to some of the greats before me. So it is weird, but I'm just trying to, I guess, lead the way.
Yeah.
Show all the younger, even the people at the gym, that anything's possible. You just got to turn up day by day.
Are you a big visualizer?
Yeah, I like to visualize.
What do you see MSG, biggest fight of the year, Islam Makhachev. What are you seeing?
I just see like a finish. I see a finish happening. I see the crowd going wild and just turning to the corner and just see him going berserk.
Oh, man, I hope so. I hope so. And just finally, as a very, very proud Aussie, we've got such a rich history of Aussie battlers, the underdog, chip on the shoulder. No one respects us, so we'll go and show them. Does that sometimes get you across the line when you just need that little bit of extra motivation?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like that's my mindset. I feel like I've got everything to prove this fight. Biggest, pound for pound #1, biggest venue in the world. Yeah, I feel like I've got everything to prove. Aussie battler's going to get through.
Mate, if we could just get a Commodore over there and you could exit in a Commodore or even drive in a Commodore,
Smoke
maybe.
it up and leave.
Mate, ring walk out, do burnouts, go in, knock someone out, burn out on the way out.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do on the FC. Mate, I appreciate it, man.
There must be a Commodore out in New York somewhere.
Mate, surely there's a Commodore out there, mate. Mate, I really do appreciate it and good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. November 16th, Kayo main event. You do not want to miss it, guys. It's going to be the fight of the year.